Hello everyone. So in this video we'll talk about how learning is different in the B schools. There are multiple pedagogical methods which are being used in the Indian B schools. These multiple methods help you develop your innate thinking, analytical and communication skills. So we'll help you how these methods mold you, and in the later half we'll also talk about how to better manage the nuances of new online education. There are 8 major functions which you will be taught in your 2 years of MBA. These are sales and marketing, finance, operations, economics, HR, strategy, information systems, and public policy. So now let's talk about the pedagogical methods which make up for your holistic learning. So learning in B school focuses a great deal on individual, teamwork and customer orientation. And there are different aspects of pedagogy which cater towards that. So the different aspects are case-based learning, class participation, group assignments, and quizzes or reports. So firstly, let's talk about case-based learning. So what are cases? Cases are real life management stories where you have to take decisions by putting yourself into the shoes of character X. So X may be a management grad, CEO or CXO for that matter. So you will have a good knowledge about his academic background, the company he is working for, the industry which he is in, the trends which it is following, major competitors and the core customers. You may also have knowledge about the organization structure and its hierarchy. So at the end of the case, you will be thrown multitude of challenges. Getting an effective case solution requires practice. And here are some tips you can focus on while solving a case. Firstly, read the case with different perspectives. I do not say read the case because that's not an option, that's a necessity. You cannot go to the class without reading the case. And next, try to discuss it with your friends or group before going to the class. And try to solve the questions or challenges thrown at the end of the case. So when you will be sitting in the class, you will be able to understand the different perspectives which are brought by different students and the professor. That will enhance your insights. Next important aspect is class participation. So class participation is essentially putting forth your informed opinion in front of the class. So there will be a multitude of perspectives being grounded in the reality of educational background, economic background or gender background, which will help you mold your strong assumptions. So for doing good in the class participation, you should come prepared with the readings which you were assigned. So that will create a common base between you and the professor. And the discussions will tend to be structured, which will help generate the better insights. So next important aspect of learning is group projects. Group projects are essentially working in teams with different people for different subjects. So you may be assigned the group from PGP office, or you may be asked to form on your own. So these are geared towards improving your communication skills, your teamwork skills and your leadership skills. So in future, after you graduate from your school, you have to manage talented pool of people. So this is a first-hand experience of that. And in my opinion, that's a great way of learning the ability to take initiatives and managing the conflict and also completing the work on time. You will realize the importance of 11:59:59. The structure which group projects tend to follow is you may be given a clear problem statement or an ambiguous problem statement. So the clear statement may look like compare the financial ratios across the industry. And a bit ambiguous may look like what should HR department do to acquire and retain talent. So for ambiguous statements, I recommend you to go to professor or talk to your seniors, PGP2 guys, or your friends. A good practice for solving these group projects is incorporating structured discussions. Firstly, set the context so that each one of you is on the same page, and then research and brainstorm. And then, after you have done this, come sit together again and then identify the solution. So if in case you have identified the solution, and then go for the presentations or the final report. This is really an ideal case. In real life scenario, you'll face many problems like free riding. 1 to 2 people will generally free ride until unless you are too lucky. And some people do improper research. They come without any preparation for the group meetings. You may have inability to schedule meetings. Your timings may not match, especially in the online context when you are not living in the campus. And some people tend to avoid conflict, like they simply say yes to whatever you do because they don't want to do anything. And also, people generally tend to rush when it's the final hour. So in IIMs it doesn't work. So please try to schedule your meetings and complete the work way before the deadline. Some of the group projects may also have the presentations at the end. So presentations are really a good opportunity to develop your communication skills, your body language, and your ability to engage with the crowds. So now let's talk about the expected changes in group projects due to online MBA. Certainly there will be a lack of physical contact, so getting on the same page will require much effort from your side. Previously you may be using the messaging apps for your personal use, but be prepared to use them for scheduling and discussing the group projects, and just be prepared for the disruptions. Plan your contingencies. So next important aspect of learning is individual assignments. In individual assignments, you may be given essays, market research, or data analysis. So just plan for these things in advance so that you can finish it well before the schedule. And one thing to remember is the structured reports tend to receive appreciation from the evaluators. So try to use a framework in case it's relevant for that. Next important aspect is lecture-based learning. So lecture-based learning is what you used in your undergrad studies. That will be very rare to see in your 2 years of MBA. At least in IIMA, I can say that it's very rare. When I was in exchange in European schools, then they used a mix of both lecture-based and case-based. But in India, the weight is towards case-based learning. So we sat with some of the students who are doing online MBA, and they explained that they are facing some of the challenges which we will share with you. So first is disturbance at home. So disturbance can come from within the house or outside the house. From within, it can come from your family members, your friends, your relatives, or you may have some household responsibilities also. Next is network issues. So network issues can again come from your side or professor's side. So in case it comes from your side, I recommend you to write to the professor highlighting your issue and resolve it as soon as possible. So next challenge which is coming up is in the pattern of exams. So this pattern may vary from one B school to another. And previously we all are familiar with pen and paper exam. But now we have to adjust to the new normal. So maybe you have to write answers, subjective type answers in the online portal. So for that, definitely speed of typing and stamina will come into play. And to stop this cheating, there will be anti-cheating measures which will be employed, and that can range from automated to human intervention. That would check your movement or you using another device, talking to others, or switching your windows. So that would be taken care. So next challenge which came was the coordination in the study groups. Firstly, I recommend you to form the study groups as soon as possible. In case you have a choice, form study groups with the people you know who have got the potential and who will not waste your time. And also, for keeping track of the assignments, keep discussing in your group. So for the time being, we discussed what are the challenges which are coming in online MBA. But now there are certain advantages too. First is the ease in making notes. So previously you have to jot down everything. Now you will get whiteboard pictures and PPTs at the end of lecture. And also you may use recording software in case recording is not provided by PGP office. But I think you should take due permission from your institution so that there are no problems from their side. So it will help you in the revision. And also in case you have missed any of the lectures, then I think you can ask for the recordings. In class environment, we used to think twice before asking the questions. So now you can just type in the chat box or you can use mic. So that will aid people who used to be shy in the class. I hope this helps you to use the pedagogy to your advantage, and I wish you all the best for your online semester. See you soon.